Today we're over here in Claremont, California, over at the high school, and they built a brand new softball field over here. And they got a clubhouse that they want us to put flooring in. So that's where we'll be at today. So this is their clubhouse entrance. And this is the actual clubhouse. Not really big, just a high school, but they want to put a logo over here in the middle. Actually, right around there. So we're going to be putting carpet in this open area up to about right here. And then VCT will be in the entryway, and then they have like a storage area over here / office. So what we're gonna do with this is we're gonna subfloor it with some 1/4 inch subfloor all through here. Stop about right there, and then we'll carpet the rest all the way back to their I guess it's like a private area, maybe like a locker room. Back in here, this will all be carpet too. So we're gonna go ahead and get our floor ready. We'll sweep it, knock down the screws, and do some floor prep. There's some little areas like right here where they didn't do that great a job. A little spongy. But it is just carpet, so it's not a big deal. That's why we're gonna put our 1/4 inch subfloor right here. Over there to make it a lot more solid. That's our carpet tile and our VCT. The subfloor is a 1/4 inch Power Hold Plus underlayment. It's got all the nail marks, staple marks, whatever you want to call it. This is a Baltic birch. Really strong stuff. So we're gonna get to it. All right, so we got this room started with our prep. And the goal is to get all of our tools and everything into this room. All of our supplies once we get this finished. Got a couple of holes over there I gotta deal with. And then over here, I got the, what's called the marriage joint. So I gotta deal with that. And then we started our subfloor over here. And here. So once we get that put in, then we can do some VCT. And then we start on our carpet once the floor prep's done over there. So we got over here is our holes that I showed you before. And we're gonna go ahead and cover them with the sheet metal. Those are things that we get at Lowe's in the roofing section. And I think they're used to cover small holes in roofs, but they work pretty good on the floor too. They're really strong. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna nail those down. Then I'll grind it a little bit, patch them. Still gotta finish doing some patching in here. And then over here, I wanna get this all ready because I'm gonna make my logo out here. And so once I get that and my logo made, then I'll jump over here on this side. We're kind of still using it as a staging area. And over here, we got all of our subfloor put in. There's just a few areas right here where there's a couple of gaps that I didn't like, so I went ahead and put some patch on those. And then we got all of our glue on our edges put in. And then we left that area right there. What I like to do is just set my first tile, get it nice and straight, and then we'll glue all of this and then lay it all. And I'm gonna go up to that doorway right there. And then once I get all this done right here in the entryway, then we'll do that room afterwards. And then eventually we'll just start moving all of our stuff into that room over there. So we can do all this out here, carpet tile. Okay, we're back here at the clubhouse and we're gonna work on our logo today. That's all the stuff we need right there. All right, so we got this entryway done with the VCT. Now we're gonna come into this room here. Our subfloor's down. And then over here, we got half of this prep right here. And we're just kind of using this as a work area right here. And then I set up a table for my logo. That's the banner that I had made. I'm gonna cut it out. And so the logo will pretty much just drop down right here somewhere. And then we're gonna carpet around it. So. All right, so this is our logo right here, and I got it upside down, and the carpet's upside down. We're gonna trace it, so I'll pull it back right here like this. So that's actually what it looked like before, the banner. And what I did was I cut out the gray or the burgundy part, and then I went ahead and put it back together. That's why you saw all that tape. So I ended up with my logo right there. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut that out, and the part that I cut out, I'll trace the burgundy back in. So that's upside down right there. So once I cut that out, then I'll flip it back over the carpet and then it'll look like that. So basically right there, it's backwards. All right, still working on the logo. So we cut out our gray, and that's the background. The white part you see is the slip sheet. We're gonna use those templates right there to cut this part out and insert it into there. All right, so we're getting all of our prep done. We're ready to put in some carpet tile. We got all our VCT down over here. I'll show that to you later. And starting to do some coat base too. Still working on our logo. We got most of it done. We just got that one little piece right there we gotta put in. I already got my glue set, and that white piece underneath is I just kind of glued up to those lines right there. I'll show you what I'm gonna do with that later on. I'm using a latex sealer on the edges to bond it together. This over here is all done. That's kind of what it's gonna look like. I'll show you in a minute after I get it all done. All right, so that's our logo. All finished, and we moved it over here on the side because we're gonna spread our glue right now and then pop it back in. We just moved it over a few minutes ago and we outlined it before we did, so we're gonna put the glue just on that area for now and pop it back in. Now we got our logo put back in place, all glued down. We have that slip sheet of vinyl underneath it, and it's got like an 1/8 of inch slip, so we went ahead and floated around it, made like a ramp. So we're gonna let that dry and then come in tomorrow and lay all of our carpet tile, put our base, and we're out of here. All right, time for carpet tile. All right, so now we're ready for some coat base. Got the carpet all the way around the logo. And they're actually gonna put some lockers in first, so we're probably gonna let them do that, and then we'll come back and do the base, and then we're gonna come back tomorrow and do that little room back there while they're doing the lockers. So, but it was a tough one. We don't do these logos every day, and this is kind of a carpet that we don't use all the time either. So, okay, so we're all done over here, and it's our VCT with the subfloor. Got that all finished in there. We got some tools still here we got to take out. They already started putting all the lockers in. And that's our logo. We got all the coat base up. And a little room done back over here. The little office. And that's it. On to the next one.